This is a Regency Informant INF-1 from 1987. It's kind of an interesting little police scanner because it was aimed towards people who didn't want to put in their own frequencies and hold certain channels or anything like that. So all it has is a state selector. So if I go over here, we have the state, and then there's a weather switch, and of course so the weather works, obviously, because none of those frequencies have ever changed. But if I go back to state, you can see it says NE, that's for Nebraska, that's where I'm at. But you just hit the switch, and then it changes to whatever state you happen to be driving through. And you can hold it to go faster. And then there is a highway and city switch. So if you're in the city, go to city. If you want state patrol, you go to highway. And supposedly it has police and emergency frequencies in there, although I couldn't find any sort of spec sheet or anything that lists them. So at first I thought this was going to be useless, but I left it on city for a while and it was picking up some traffic here. I still need to turn on my other scanner and see actually what frequencies those were. There is a hold button, although I'm not really sure what it does. It's not a switch, it's just a button. One kind of interesting thing is that the squelch is backwards. So turn it to the far right and it'll be all static, and then you start from the right and then go left. I don't know if it's backwards, but it's opposite from every squelch dial I've ever used. There was a home version of this called the INF-1, which had a few more options. I think you could restrict by like police, medical, fire, things like that. When this came out, it retailed for $370.
554, 8 David, 8,554, expired tag, Cameron, Highway 30. 427.
Okay.
1733.
Okay, so I turned on my other scanner, and you can see that that was 453.65, which is the main police frequency here in Grand Island, Nebraska. We haven't yet switched over to a trunk system, so I guess they're still using the same frequencies that they used in 1987, at least. So this thing might still be useful. Around the back we have the power connector, which I'm just running on 12 volt there, and then antenna connector. When I bought it, it came with this antenna, so it's maybe about 2 feet long. I'm not really sure. I don't know a whole lot about antennas, but it seems to be working just about as well as my other scanner over there when it comes to picking up the main police frequency, but so far it hasn't picked up anything else, so I'm guessing the fire and EMS frequencies have changed over the years. I wish I could find a frequency list either for this or the INF-1, because that would eliminate all doubt. But okay, so the hold switch, it turns out, is a toggle. If you hit it, it'll cycle between hold, Nebraska, and then CM. CM is for city. Kind of strangely, if I don't have hold on, it just says CM, and then if you have it on highway, it says SP. Not really sure what that stands for. I assume CM is city something. But when you have hold on, it cycles between hold, and then for some reason it shows the state in that. And I'm not really sure why they didn't just make this hold switch an actual on-off switch instead of a toggle like that, but it works, I guess.
Saturday, cloudy, highs in the upper 20s.
So I guess when you're in weather mode, the hold switch lets you switch between the weather frequencies manually. It doesn't do that in the regular scanning function. Not sure what WC means, but ours is number 2.
It was fair, with a temperature of 39 at Connie, 33 at Voltage, and 34 at York. Under Festival, Owen reported 36, Keeblett reported 41, and Columbus reported 36. In eastern Nebraska, it was fair. It was 33 at Omaha, 36 at Lincoln, and 33 at Norfolk. In western and north-central Nebraska, it was clear. It was 40 at North Platte, 44 at McCook, 33 at Sidney, and 32 at Valentine. Across northern Kansas, it was clear, with a temperature of 39 at Smith Center and 43 at Goodland. At Concordia, it was fair, with a temperature of 42. And elsewhere around the region, at Cheyenne, it was clear, with a temperature of 36. At Denver, it was partly cloudy, with a temperature of 35.